Yeah, hello. Welcome back to the PM Distilled 15 minutes talk, which we have every day from Monday to Friday, starting at 8 p.m. India Standard Time and finishing before 8:15. So during these talks, we will be discussing about the finer things about professional project management. And today's topic of discussion is servant leadership. We can broadly classify the leadership into two types. One is the command and control leader, who leads from the front. He's a command and control freak. He gives commands to his team member, and the team members are expected to follow them. Typically, in military kind of environment, we this command and control leadership is very effective. Whereas when we do creative work, it is all about harnessing the potential of all team members, because one person may not have the expertise in every aspect. Let us say we are building a software product. It has a user interface element, it has a backend, it has the processing part. Somebody should know somebody should be worried about the user experience, the quality. So it is a collective effort, and each person brings to the table his or her best. So here we need a different approach. Command and control will not give the best results. So here we need to apply servant leadership. Now, who is a servant leader? A servant leader is first a servant, means he serves the rest of the team. So whenever you contribute to the overall project objectives, primarily by way of creating a great team, mentoring them, then solving problems they face, you are always creating emotional bank deposits. So over a period of time, you will have the team will trust you, and your reputation goes up, and the team starts to deliver things even without much supervision, because all the team members are highly motivated. So that is the essence of servant leadership. So before becoming a leader, you are a servant to the team. And over a period of time, because of your contributions, the team will make you the true leader. But then this is okay. This is nice to talk. Maybe that's what people may think. From my experience, this is the only way to be successful in high profile teams. Okay, because when we get into agile project management, we always talk about self organizing team. That means the it is a highly participatory kind of management where the entire team decides what all things they can do in next 30 days iteration, and they decide how to do it, and they start doing it. And whenever they face issues which they cannot resolve, they highlight it to the next level, that is the scrum master or the slash project manager. So that person is supposed to resolve it for them. So over a period of time, you solve bigger problems for the team and for the product roadmap. Automatically, you'll be considered as a pioneer and a leader in that particular domain. This is how sometimes you walk into product companies, we will see a great fan following for individual contributors who are highly technical. So they get that power from their expertise. They are not formally, they are not a manager, nobody's directly reporting to them, but at the same time they add tremendous value to the product. So automatically people start listening to them. That is a true example of servant leadership. Most of the project companies still, I've seen this command and control styles prevailing. But at the same time, in true product companies, because we need highly capable engineers who are highly creative to build products, and a high trust environment is really required. In such companies, I've seen great servant leaders uh, facilitating self-organization of teams. So without that, all these agile and self-organizing team, all those things are waste. Because one of the worst experiences for me was I had to train one organization on agile, and an agile we are talking about 8 hour work, 8 hours per day kind of thing. And after that, you're supposed to go home and relax and come back so that you can do 8 hours work the next day. You'll have the energy to focus and do useful work. But unfortunately, people are just waiting for the boss to leave, because they have an unwritten rule like unless and until the boss leaves, the team members won't leave. Then I asked the manager, why are you not leaving? He says, his boss has not left. So it is a cascading effect. In such kind of an environment, uh, it is very difficult to implement self-organizing teams. Slash, maybe that is the right opportunity to show a difference as a manager. You can start aspiring to become a servant leader, and you can see the productivity boost. One book which really helped me to embrace servant leadership was First Break All Rules by Marcus Buckingham. It is coming, uh, garble. The book's name is First Break All Rules by Marcus Buckingham. I'll give the link to this book in the description of the video. So that uh, great book, because I've purchased at least 10, 12 copies of this and distributed to others over a period of time. And I also maintained this, and it's a great reference book. It is very easy. Uh, if you want to be a great servant leader, uh, they have a questionnaire that is 12 questions. They call it as Q12. So, on those 12 questions, if you score very high by your team, if your team members give you a very high rating on these 12 questions, uh, you are a good servant leader. Uh, so if you know how you are going to be evaluated by your team, maybe what I did was I just reverse engineered it, in the sense, uh, what are things I should do to get a 5 out of 5 on this 12 parameters kind of thing. And I started implementing it in my day-to-day life. And after that, that my team saw tremendous changes in me, and within a very short span of time, we had a very highly performing team, and most of them are in very high positions as of today. So once upon a time, I was the head of the team, and but today when I look back, everybody has really grown professionally, and they are doing well. Uh, So it's very simple. Okay, so be proactive to incorporate that change or those habits into your day-to-day work. Because once you master servant leadership, then you can manage uh, uh, any high-profile teams. This book gives some very unconventional wisdoms like. As a manager, do you do anything to motivate your team members? Maybe what their finding is, after interviewing 30,000 managers across the globe, their finding is great managers, they do not do anything to motivate people. So all they do is they don't demotivate people. So that was a very unconventional wisdom for me. So they don't demotivate people. Then another question is: are great managers bias people? Another way to put that question across is: do you give the same priority for all your team members? Then that finding after the Standish Group survey says great managers were highly biased people. They always gave top priority for their performers. They spend maximum time with their performers, not with their non-performers. So, uh, because if you don't spend time with performers, they may get demotivated and leave the team. Uh, while doing these things, okay, they provided every opportunity for the non-performers to improve their performance. And another point which I still remember is they're talking about don't waste your time in helping people to improve on their weak areas. Instead, you concentrate on their strengths and then help them to build those strengths further and further and further. Otherwise, what he's saying is okay, now in a team, uh, there is a rabbit and there is a duck. The great manager or the traditional manager calls the duck and say, "Hey, duck, you can swim well, but you cannot run as fast as the rabbit." And he sends the duck for a running training program. And he calls the rabbit and say, "Hey, rabbit, you can run very fast. So, but you are unfortunately you cannot swim as good as the duck. So I'll send you for a swimming training program." And in the process, what happens is the duck loses its competency to swim properly, and similarly, the rabbit loses its competency even to run properly. So great managers, they never focused on the weaknesses of people. They focused on the strengths of people, and they told them, they revealed these things directly to these guys, saying that, okay, these are your strengths. So I'll help you to improve it further and further and further so that you can become world class in that particular area. Uh, so if you want to gain more insight into how to become a great servant leader, it is worth buying this book and reading it and try to implement these micro habits at the workplace and see for yourself the improvement in teaming. Life is easier that way. If you are a servant leader, life is easier than a command and control freak. So I wish you good luck. And our next meeting, so we have this PM Distilled Talks starting on Monday and goes up to Friday at 8 p.m. India Standard Time. So stay tuned, and if you see value, attend these things. These things will tremendously help you in the real practice of uh, project management slash while working in teams. Thank you very much for watching today's session.